My name is Andrew Kenny. Most of my work is based around paranormal stuff, and that's kind of what I want to tease out when I come here. Talk to people, get their kind of stories about myths and legends of the area.
My name is Elis Hoffman, and I live in Stockholm.
Well, my name is Kevin Ryan, and I've come from Wexford Town, which is on the southeast of Ireland.
I work full-time back in Wales, in Cardiff. I work for Literature Wales.
I'm Hanneke van Ryswyk, and I've come to Tranås on the residency. I'll be here until the end of August, so hoping to stay here for the festival in Tranås and meet lots of people. And
I think that since I'm Swedish, it wouldn't be a big thing. It's something. It's like if you're coming from Ireland or Wales, it's exotic, but it's like me as a Swede wouldn't be a big thing.
A couple of months ago, the Arts Council here in Tranås called me and asked if I can arrange a photo exhibit in the City Hall.
It's a small town, about the same size as Tranås, and I'm an artist there. I've been working there for the last 10 years.
Alongside that, I'm an illustrator, printmaker and book artist.
Maybe just a particular location to maybe go there and set up a few experiments, things like that, get people involved.
I found these portraits that I did, and I felt like, I want to go back to Tranås and continue those portraits.
So during the stay, I'm hoping to continue what I have been working on back in Ireland. So my work is mainly based on land and place, looking at maps. Maps influence my work.
So I've been building up my practice over the last year and a half, and I'm just really interested in taking a 6-week block to just devote my time to making artwork, and what better place to come than Tranås in Sweden.
In many ways, it is kind of the same. It's like me deciding to come here and being together with these people. It's like I get their eyes on things, and it's like, just kind of decide that I'm going to be. It's the first time I'm in Tranås. I'll be here for a couple of weeks, and I was going to work, but I didn't know any people and anything. So it's a kind of interesting, exotic experience some way.
I thought it'd be a good opportunity to have a look at a different space, a different town, similar size to Wexford, and see how culturally the difference between the two towns. And
I'm doing one portrait project where I'm taking portraits of young adults in Tranås,
which is about objects in second-hand stores and the journeys of objects from different places, whether that's how we find out about people's history through how their objects travel with them and how they're discovered.
Also interested in the pigments, the natural pigments that originate in Sweden.
Research about telekinesis, ESP, and relating that to poltergeist phenomena.
I use drawing as a way of investigating areas, the townscape, people, and I play around with the drawings and then develop a body of work from that.
That I started to think about, is it really life's event that forms us, or is it our reaction to those events that shape form our identities and our memories?
I'll be working in pen and pencil and also on the computer to create some pieces based on that, and I'm really interested in the landscape here as well, so maybe incorporating that.
This actual building, this space is a really interesting thing for me, because I was involved with an art studio, an art space in Wexford. And I think what's happening here would be a really good thing that I could get ideas from to bring back to Wexford.
I began to take pictures of things that we leave behind and the traces of life's events rather than the events itself.
So the oxides, as I make my own paints. So currently I work with soot.
I don't know, that might develop into some kind of project based later on. I don't think I'll be able to do it here, because that's kind of, when I go back to Wexford, I'll have an awful lot of information about the town. And hopefully that'll develop into something then, and then maybe, if it does, there's an opportunity then to actually show it in Wexford and show it back here, so.
Yeah, also once I'm over here, I plan to visit all the galleries and in different towns, just even artisan spaces, kind of more commercial galleries, just see what's happening, see what's going on.
I think it's going to be really interesting how we can all be inspired by different parts of Tranås or react to certain things and maybe create similar work or different work.
If I have produced a body of work, it'd be fantastic. But yeah, I'm hoping to bring work back with me.
I'd also like to, it was a great opportunity coming over here, and that it's great that the councils in Jönköpings and Tranås and all the funding agencies have developed this for the area. Okay.
As well as exploring Tranås, I'm looking forward to seeing what the countryside has to offer around in the county of Jönköping, the sort of other places that we can go, experience the art galleries and just sort of people watch really. I'm really looking forward to spending the time here.
Actually, my plan was to do 2 big projects, and I've been working on them, especially the portrait project with the young adults, and I think I've been taking about 45 portraits in my studio downstairs.
I initially was looking at maybe exploring the concept of maps and looking at the maps of Tranås in the area. That sort of led me to looking at the area of the Trollhun.
Got a lot of research and a lot of drawing done, which you can see behind me.
The important thing with the residency is that people are just welcome you in a good way, and it's like want you to meet people, and it doesn't really matter whether it's super professional, it's whether it's in the area of fine arts. We met some really nice, interesting people from other just nice people.
I came over here thinking I'd just explore my art practice, and I came over as I knew I was going to do some kind of drawing and looking at the town itself, maybe get some inspiration from the town.
Everybody has been really helpful in town, and everybody that I met, so that's been really good as well.
Most of my work has actually stemmed from this one area. I was fascinated by the idea of sediment and how this can be adapted into my work. So looking how pigments settle and sediment develops.
I've been using the screen printing facilities at Epic, the youth centre in Tranås, and that has been really helpful to be able to produce more finished pieces and develop my work.
I don't think I could get any more done in the time frame, but yeah, it was good. It was a good experience as well, meeting different artists and kind of bouncing ideas around, and it was a good way of generating ideas.
Because that was a continuing project and I wanted to do as much as possible, and of course some of my ideas didn't work.
I'm really fascinated by the colours, the falu red, the traditional colour of Sweden, and I wanted to bring this into my work also, so I managed to source some of the pigment. We
have this big, and there's so much space here, so I was thinking I should do some really kind of large scale big stuff, and I haven't really done that. It's like there's something else, like you have a big space and then you start to do some tiny things in the corner somehow, but it's a nice freedom in that too.
What I got out of it, I think I got a good lot out of this. I wouldn't have done this work if I'd stayed at home. I think this is a really good opportunity for me to get back into making art, because I was part of an arts group back in Ireland, but I wasn't making as much art as I should have been because I was busy doing other stuff. But here it allowed me to actually get back into and exploring ways of drawing and ways of making art. So I think it's been a really good experience for me.
I led a workshop here during my time that was in bookbinding, in making folded books, some of which are in the studio, so you can have a look at those in a bit. And I had about 14 or 15 members of the community come along to that, and then I passed that skill on to a couple of other creative people here who can then run workshops themselves.
But I've been doing a lot of work, and I've been working non-stop actually, so that has been really good.